Welcome along to this video. I am going to be chatting about emotional freedom technique. So this is a technique where we will be tapping on different points of the body and we'll be reciting different words. I'm going to guide you through it, and what I would definitely recommend is, as this video is to the collective and an overall group, when you generally come for one-to-one, I can really pinhole or narrow the language, but when it's doing collective work, which is what this is, I would definitely recommend that you take a journal and a pen and notice any imagery, any feelings and sensations that are come up, and jot them down directly after you do this. As you are walking through emotional freedom technique, it's not, it's very common, I should say, for people to sense, feel and hear things or get these feelings in their own internal body. When we are tapping, which is what we'll be doing in 1 minute, is we are sending a frequency. We are like electromagnetic beings, and we can become a bit stagnant, or there can be blockages. We can end up with core beliefs that really don't serve us, and we want to make sure that we are living our life at our optimal. This tapping sequence is more specific for finding your center. I will be doing lots of other ones on manifestation, fears, phobias, etc., how to get rid of anger and cravings. But on this one, I wanted to focus in on finding your center. And finding your center is really important, because if you don't have your center, you've no roots. You have this sense of feeling unsupported, ungrounded, and you can't focus. You're very scattered, and it's very difficult to live in your optimal life if you have no roots or no solid foundations. So as we tap, what we're doing is we're sending like a frequency back through the body. It's like a stimulus, and we're shifting and moving energy. I'll get into the meridian points on a separate video. The specific ones that we'll be tapping, like for example, underneath the eye would be for anger. We have different ones on the fingertips, and some practitioners don't use fingertips. That's perfectly okay. For this video, I will be using the fingertips. As I move through, if I am speaking and my language does not resonate with you, that is perfectly okay for you to replace it with your own. So if it's some words that you're finding, no, that doesn't really relate to me, just replace it with your own. You can watch this back time and time again, and I recommend that you do that. You will get some clearance, I guarantee you, whether it be subtle or profound, after doing this short video. But I would definitely encourage you to revisit it to get deeper and deeper. When we are tapping, not only is the frequency coming back through the body and creating like a ripple effect to unearth any stagnation, it's also hitting back into the correlated organ. So for example, we hold a lot of worry in our tummies, and we hold a lot of anxiety and fear-based energy in our tummies. So when we're tapping, we are sending a frequency back to that specific organ, to the cells, to the tissue. And as we're speaking, we are affirming to the mind and the body, yes, I accept that this is how I'm feeling right now. There's no point in lying and tapping and saying, oh yes, I feel great, if you really don't feel good and you feel unrooted. So we acknowledge how we're feeling, but we're saying we deeply love and accept ourselves anyway. And then as we move through, you'll notice that I'll change the language, and it's allowing the body to softly dissolve whatever energy is quite gripping at the moment. And I'd ask you to gauge, how are you feeling now with regards to a sense of ungroundedness? Between 0 to 10, 10 you feel like you're completely no foundations in place. You feel like you have no support, you have no focus, you're lacking clarity and direction. And then 0, so 10 is at your max, like you're just not feeling good. And then 0 is like, yeah, I'm solid, I don't need this video, thanks very much, Liz. Or you might be somewhere in between. Write that number down now in your little journal. And then when you finish this, I'd ask you to go back again and write down a score. So in other words, if you were at 10 and you just felt brutal, has it come down by a notch? And if it hasn't, do a couple more rounds and just see, can you even get it down today, maybe to around an 8. An 8 is better than being at 10. Maybe do it the next day and get yourself down to a 7, and the next day and get yourself down to a 6. Maybe break for a couple of days and come back. You will know what to do. Trust that. So as we begin, we always start with a setup statement. The setup statement is affirming, like, this is how I'm feeling. And we're going to use this part of the hand. So as you tap, you can use your fingertips. Some people use the whole pad of the hand. Me personally, I like fingertips. All right, so sit nice and tall. Just take a couple of centering breaths with me. So breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Relax your shoulders as you breathe out. As you breathe in, allow your belly to swell and expand like a big balloon. And as you exhale, feel that descending weight in on the body, everything shrinking. Breathe in, welcome the expansion, belly, heart, everything lifting and opening. And as you breathe out, you feel anchored, grounded. Whatever surface you're sitting on, be very aware of it. Okay, so begin with me. You're going to mimic and you can recite aloud or internally as I speak. Even though I feel completely ungrounded and have no center at the moment, I choose to deeply love and accept myself. Even though I feel deeply rooted, unrooted, and not grounded whatsoever, I choose to deeply love and accept myself. Even though I feel like I have no foundations, I'm not grounded and I have no center, I choose to deeply love and accept myself. All these feelings. No support. Flooding around my body. All of these feelings. No support. I choose to deeply love and accept myself anyway. Where do I feel these feelings? Is it down in my lower back? Is it my hips or my legs? I feel all these feelings for a reason. I allow myself to deeply feel all of these feelings, knowing that they're going to teach me something. I feel so unsupported right now, lacking focus, and I have no center. It's a very uncomfortable feeling. I wish I had stronger foundations. But I choose to deeply love and accept myself anyway. All of these feelings. What could they be teaching me? All of these feelings in my hips and in my lower back. It's like a color red for me. This red feeling. It feels heavy. Like a burden I don't want to hold anymore. All of these feelings. I don't want to carry these anymore. These feelings make me feel like I have no foundations. I deeply love and accept myself anyway. These are just feelings. And they won't stay forever. Feelings fluctuate and change. I am open to receiving the wisdom that my body is trying to speak to me. I choose to allow myself to receive the wisdom from my body now. All of these feelings in my body. I deeply love and accept myself. Finding my center. What does that feel like for me? I like to feel like that my feet are stable on the earth. And I deeply love and accept myself. I like to feel supported by friends and family. And that I deeply love and accept myself. Finding my center allows me to be strong at the core. Finding my center allows me to have focus. I allow myself to feel these feelings and embody the deep wisdom and to unearth why I have these feelings. Why have I got these feelings? Maybe I've been overworking and not resting. Maybe it's my body's way of saying, let's rest. I'm grateful to have these feelings. And I deeply love and accept myself. My body is fantastic. As I breathe in and as I breathe out, I start to become more aware of my body weight. It's safe to be in my body. This feeling in my lower back gets lighter. it starts to disperse. This red light starts to diminish. And I'm aware that I am supported. I am rooted. And that this earth is abundant. I am grateful for these lessons, even though they have been challenging. I'm going to honor my body and rest a little bit more and try and prevent losing my center. I deeply love and accept myself and my body. My feelings carry wisdom. Finding my center in a very busy schedule can be challenging, but I'm committed to do the work. And in doing so, I reap the benefits of inner peace. All of these feelings now. I want you to continue tapping with me for 1 round and just check in with your physical self, mental self, and emotional self. As you sit in the silence, what feelings are presenting themselves for you? Be aware of any imagery coming to the forefront of your mind. Any emotions. Keep breathing. Finally, on top of the head, I deeply love and accept myself. 2 hands on the heart. Exhale heavy. To finish off, we're going to do a technique known as Haven. So you're going to gently take your hands across the body. You're going to brush from your shoulders all the way down your arms. Allow the palms of the hands to touch. Twist and brush down to the earth. Do this 2 more times with me, please. Hands up on the shoulders, gently hug maybe yourself if that feels okay for you. And then draw the energy down the arms, feeling that light touch your skin, your body temperature. Twist your hands into prayer before brushing. Hands across the body, gently down the arms, feeling into your body, into prayer before brushing and earthing. To seal off this affirmation, to seal off this emotion freedom technique video, I'd like to just close off with 3 affirmations affirming to you and your mind and your body and your spirit that your center is your safe space, which is you. So hands on solar plexus. It is safe for me to be in my power. This world is abundant. It is okay for me to express myself in every situation, in front of every person. Bring your hands into prayer. Namaste. Please take this opportunity now to sense again from 0 to 10. If you're feeling still very ungrounded, you can even mute me maybe and just continue tapping and use your own dialogue, your own internal language, just affirming to yourself. If you don't want to talk too much, you can just say all of these feelings in my body. You can shorten the language down. If any imagery came up or maybe a story from the past, journal that down, write it down, and we could maybe revisit it. If you wanted to direct message me, I can take you through. So if anything has really bubbled up to the surface, please do reach out. And the opportunity is there for you to make contact with me through Instagram. Most likely is the best place, which is Bhakti_healing. It's Liz Riley. These videos I will be sharing on YouTube are all to take back your power. These are quick. It's like, it's express. You can do 1, you can do up to 5 rounds. You can stop, take a moment to journal, and then feel into the body. Okay, I'll say, okay, I've found some depth here. I have some wisdom that's coming through. I'm going to do another couple of rounds. And you might hit a block, and that's okay. So you park it and you can revisit it again and the next day or in a couple of days. And I'm really looking forward to sharing ones with regards manifesting and phobias, etc. Please do give me some feedback as to how you have found doing this really short EFT technique is amazing. So emotional freedom technique is a very powerful tool that you can utilize at any time and anywhere. I used it on the flight over on my holiday because we hit into a bit of turbulence, and it really brought me back to my center and back into my roots. I felt a bit more in control again. When things are happening outside of our remit and they're things that we can't control, the one thing that you can control is the response, your response to the energy that's presenting itself at the time. If you have not got your center or your roots, your response is going to be erratic. It's going to be from an unsafe response. So it could be in anger, it could be something like that you're going to regret afterwards. So tap in, stop, pause, do a couple of rounds and find your center. Lots of love to you all, and thank you so much for watching. I look forward to sharing more emotional freedom technique videos with you in the future.